Hey, you guys, this is Rashanos for News, Views, and Conversations. I just want to pop in real quick and give you the interview podcast that everybody's talking about with Terrence Howard. He really laid it on us. He's been pretty much saying everything that I've been saying, other podcasters have been saying about the entire industry. I guess just even in any walk of life, period, don't compromise yourself. If you have to compromise yourself, is 10 times out of 10 not worth having. And even once you accumulate and get certain things, when you get your awards, your Grammys, your Stellar Awards, or whatever awards they have, your Emmys or whatever, what is it really worth if you had to compromise yourself? Like, can you really enjoy that moment once you got all the millions and zillions, the awards, but you had to sell yourself out, you had to compromise? I don't think that's going to be a really good feeling. But as we understand, a lot of people have. They probably felt that in the moment. They had to do whatever it took to get it. I am just a firm believer in um, if we misuse the gift, there's a strong possibility that God can also take the gift away from you. He can banish you from being able to have that gift to operate in if you're going to misuse it and continue to do evil. I feel like that's how I see a lot of the situations that we've already seen take place with Diddy. A lot of things have come up on other artists as well. Uh, Not all the way yet, but we have to continue to see how certain things play out with certain individuals that are in entertainment. But I will say over time, as God allows the chips to continue to get stacked, some kind of way, a lot of people are going to have to give an account for what they've done. They may not have to now, but when God finally opens the floodgates, it's not going to continue to be a thing where you can keep compromising people, doing the things that you do to tell them that this is what it takes to be in the business. I'm just a firm believer in if you came to do the business, you're entertaining, you're acting, you're singing, it shouldn't have anything to do with sex. But as we understand, this is what's been going on for some time. A lot of people have bought into it. And so this is what's been happening. So I really love damn near pretty much every word that Terrence Howard said. I love him. To me, he's always been a man's man. He stands 10 toes down for what he's ever done. I think that he is so authentic, his energy, and the kind of guy that he is, the kind of man that he is, the man that Terrence Howard is, it comes out in his delivery in all of his movies, uh, particularly The Best Man. He is not the guy to punk in real life. He is not the guy to punk on film. He is who he says he is. And that's what I love about him. He's authentic, he's real, he's raw, and he doesn't care if you like it or not. He stands 10 toes down for his. He even explained the situation about Diddy coming at him at a certain point, which is like, wow. So a lot of people have had to have encountered him in certain ways. And the only thing I can say for Diddy at this point is he was around the wrong people. And I guess if he was ambitious at a certain point in time of his life, I guess he felt that it was worth it. And another thing I think people need to consider also is you got the people who don't do those types of things. So it's an automatic no. But then you have the people that are okay with it. So they don't mind in that moment. And plus, they're getting what they want. And they don't look at it as a bad thing if that's the way they go. So it's two sides here. I would just say this: if that's your thing, let that be your thing. But never put that off on someone else that you know that doesn't do that because you're trying to break them and get them to do what you want them to do to prove to yourself that you can buy anybody, you can get anybody to do what you want them to do. I just think that's crazy. Bother the ones that want to do that. Don't bother the ones that don't want to do that. So again, take a listen to the video. Terrence Howard. This was done with Valuetainment TV. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next video.
There's a short life in
Why,
the
why do you
acting
think that
world.
is with the creative side?
Well, because losing out money, you got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. Who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what Heath had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. But when you lose your man card, That's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card,
What is that? What do you mean by that?
you give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Now I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Man, I mean, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything.
I had no idea we're going to go this direction with the podcast. This is absolute. But listen, we've talked about it. We've had a lot of the guys on to talk about this stuff. Are you done with Hollywood because of this specific reason?
I'm still working. I still, I haven't made the money necessary to do all of the other stuff. So I still have to go and do the Chitlin circuit. I still have to do the job that I need to. But eventually, I've done what I set out to do, which was to redefine the universe. I've proven what I've set out to do, and that's why I have all the patents. Whether they evaluate it or not, that's up to them. But I've done the work and finished it. Now I can go on and do whatever else we need to do. Hi, everyone. My name is Terrence Howard. I'm an actor, but in the field of science also. So if you would like to connect with me, you can connect with me on Minect. The QR code is down below, and let's have a great conversation.